Today, we need to talk about Jung Kook addressing hate comments. We also have Jung Kook dating a blonde rumor. And of course, we need to talk about Jung Kook also seen to be passionately kissing. So hey dumplings, it's Dave Josiah, hater or not. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey smelling mug merch, and let's go. Recently, Jung Kook was seen missing and a lot of people were wondering where he might be. He hasn't really posted on social media, and after the performance he did in Dubai from Dreamers, we really hadn't heard much from him at all. By the way, I have reacted to the Dreamers performance and music video on Patreon. If you're interested in fangirling with me, there is a limited $1 tier that is currently open. I will link all that down below. There have been many theories, but rather than those theories actually resulting in anything that is the truth, many of those theories have led to speculation, rumors, and even made up things about Jung Kook. A lot of those made up things are fan-driven fantasies. For example, Jung Kook just doing a simple live stream actually ended up being edited in a weird way and gone viral. So what happened here today? Well, let me give some backstory first. Jung Kook usually goes on a live stream once in a while, and usually on special occasions, birthdays, and after big performances. During these shows, he sometimes just shares intimate moments where he's cleaning the dishes or just talking about what his plans are for the future. In a previous live stream, Jung Kook went on and happened to be eating a little bit of vegetables. He was eating them in a way where instead of picking them up, he had to put his face down to eat them. So of course, this was going to make a great edit. Fans took the video and cut off the part where you could see any of the veggies. Then because all you could see is his jaw moving, it appeared like he was passionately making out with someone or tongue kissing someone. Mixed in with the sound of Jung Kook eating, it was obviously going to make it sound like a kiss or some naughty behavior. The clip actually ended up going viral on Twitter, and a lot of people thought that this was a clip from a stream that was leaked and it was caught. However, the alleged eating veggies / kissing clip goes on for a while. So if this was a real kissing video, why on earth would Jung Kook keep it going for this long? I think he'd be aware to not make out on a live stream. And I mean this even if he wasn't a K-pop idol, because watching two people make out isn't exactly comfortable for the viewers. Others took this edited clip to show that if you were dating Jung Kook, this is likely how Jung Kook would kiss you. Of course, this is all part of the fantasy and people love this clip. However, I do think it's very interesting that people love watching these types of clips or these types of clips go viral, because I think most people know it's not real. However, they enjoy this idea that Jung Kook would kiss them like this. Of course, to me, it doesn't really look like making out, but that he is eating something, because obviously I know how my hubby makes out. Joking, of course. What I think is even more interesting with this is that people are using this as a way to attack Jung Kook and call him names. This makes no sense to me, because even if this was a real clip and Jung Kook was making out with someone, that for some reason makes him a bad person. It's something that the majority of the population has participated in. People demanding that the clip be deleted or people to apologize is quite silly, because once people get used to the idea that idols are going to do these things, real or not, the sooner they can start to normalize this and it will not be a scandal when an idol dates. Jung Kook also has his way of dealing with haters that is very cool. People think the main reason he disappears from social media so often is because of hate. Meanwhile, I just think he doesn't like to be on his phone. Jung Kook has said before that he doesn't like to text or call, so the idea here is that he just doesn't like his phone. So regardless of whether it's calling, texting, scrolling, or posting, he just doesn't like it. But also, Jung Kook has addressed the haters in his own way a little while ago. And so Jung Kook is not this super scared, timid baby and needs protection, because he can defend himself. Back in 2021, during the BTS Permission to Dance concert, ARMYs were surprised that Jung Kook took a moment in a BTS song to give a message to haters. Now, if you're unaware, BTS has a song specifically for haters. The song is called So What. This song talks about how you should focus on yourself and ignore what everyone else has to say, and that all the members are young. The song's translation don't seem to be exactly meant for haters, but it can definitely be used in that way, and this moment from the Permission to Dance concert has actually gone viral several times before. So what happened? Well, BTS was performing Stay, and once that was over, they needed to have a transition into the next one. Most artists will just jump into the next one, but Jung Kook decided to do a more interesting transition. He said, "This is the message for all the people who don't like me." And then the So What part of So What plays, and it's supposed to be a direct response to the haters to say that Jung Kook does not care. But I think the big question here is, how much do idols or celebrities actually care about the hate? And when they say that they don't care, do they really not care? Or is that a lie? Is it a lie to make them seem cooler that they don't care in hopes that the haters will stop? Or is it the truth? Well, celebrity hate is a bit different. The people who write hate comments are usually pretty aware that the idol they're saying these hate comments comments towards is not ever going to see the comment. However, the news sites or blogs that bully the celebrities aren't going to stop either, just because the idol doesn't care. In fact, their reason for doing the article in the first place is because they want people to read it, not that they want to hurt the specific celebrity. However, regular hate comments rarely bother idols. Comments like ship comments or silly rumors about their music or sexuality is rarely anything that celebrities would normally get upset about. Since the history of ever, every male celebrity was believed to be gay, even back when it was way more taboo. And every celebrity was also believed to be worshipping the devil. But I must say, a lot of this stuff tends to be overplayed, and if you hear so-and-so worships the devil, I highly doubt you would care and probably wouldn't even believe it. However, dating rumors seem to still be something that a lot of people like to talk about, so there's tons of dating rumors of Jungkook every day. The most interesting ones are the ones that tend to go viral and get big, because they are usually just as ridiculous as every other dating rumor, and I'm not sure why it would go viral. But what is the rumor we have here today of Jungkook? Well, a little bit more of a backstory here. If you aren't aware, Jungkook was in Dubai previously. He was doing hubby material things and supporting his family by performing at the World Cup. We love that for him. But he was also there for some time and had enough time to explore the area and meet new people. Several people came out and talked about seeing him at shopping malls, restaurants, and just everywhere. Apparently, people started to rumor that he was actually in Dubai to hook up or date a girl. And there were photos of a blonde girl that was being associated with Jungkook. People believe this blonde girl had initially tried to set it up to make it look like he and she were dating and wanted 15 minutes of fame. And people continued to believe that, as allegedly she never made any comments or statements denying it. However, her account is not public or known, so she could have made a statement and no one would know. But also, no one is obligated to address things. If someone feels the hate they're getting is ridiculous, for example, dating rumor hate, they can choose not to address it because it's stupid, not because they want attention. But if I hear some dumb thing said about me either online or from my social circle, I will probably just ignore it. I honestly won't even be bothered to talk about it. And everyone watching is 100% a king and queen, and you must not bow down to peasant behavior. You also have a right to not respond, and by not responding, that does not mean you are asking for it. But exactly what is the rumor between them? Well, apparently Jungkook has been wearing a chain necklace for months, and this blonde girl owns a jewelry shop. So people assumed that the chain necklace was given to Jungkook by this blonde girl. However, that's a dumb piece of evidence, because what if he just bought it from her? Like, he went to the jewelry store one day, maybe his team called ahead and the blonde woman owner was like, I'll make an appearance that day, and then Jungkook shows up and just gets a necklace from her store. That doesn't mean dating, that means he bought something from her, which is interesting because that doesn't mean he has any relationship with her. And maybe he didn't even buy it from her and it was just given to him by a stylist. And that's more likely than not. People were just reaching. So please leave the poor girl alone if you do know her Instagram, because chances are you even have the wrong woman too. There's been other people saying and arguing that every photo we see of the blonde woman, she looks very different in each photo, which would imply that it's just a compilation of photos of just random blonde women. But what do you think about all this? How do you feel about Jungkook addressing haters? How do you feel about the Jungkook makeout clip? And of course, what do you think about this blonde girl in Dubai and Jungkook dating rumor? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.